Hello and welcome to the Drummergy Podcast. I'm your host, Fred Rock Fisher. We got the producer in the other room, so say hello. There she is.
Good morning.
And coming to us live from San Diego, California, my buddy, Mr. Rick Stojak.
Wow! It's so great to finally be on this podcast with you, Fred. The Drummergy Podcast. Look, I got my mug.
Yep. Here's our mugs.
Look at that. Oh, my tumbler.
Yep.
This is a big tumbler, and it's all full of nice, fresh coffee.
Well, you're gonna need it, right? Because
that's gonna stay hot the whole time.
6 a.m. in the morning.
In the morning, and I'm not a morning person. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to do this, only for you, Fred and Mary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like going on a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the intro. It's just I feel like it's gonna be a rocket launch, right?
It's like when the lights go down, you know?
Yeah.
And the crowd starts to erupt.
Yeah.
I like what do they call that when the curtain just falls? The kabuki drop or something?
The what?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
When the curtain at the front of the stage just does the drop.
I don't know.
I thought
it was called a curtain drop.
Well, that's what I call it, but
that's it.
You can find out.
There's Google a band name. There's a new band name.
Curtain drop?
Curtain drop.
Kabuki drop. I don't know. There's something in there.
Yeah.
There's something in there. Well, Rick, I know that you and I talk frequently.
Yes.
And you like to say, or you've told me that you like the weird holidays or the weird. Why am I messing this up? Crazy holiday of the day.
Crazy holiday of the day, Fred. I live for the crazy holiday of the day. This is why I want to come on the podcast. And then, we have the Drummer Education Connection podcast on Tuesday mornings.
Yes.
11 Pacific. And I always listen to Drummergy on my way to setting up for
I love that.
The Drummer Education podcast. And I'm always so excited about the crazy holidays. It's all I want to talk about on deck.
Well, here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
I can't believe it.
Are you
want
ready?
A drum roll?
Yeah. Oh, Rick can play drums from right where he is in his studio.
Not really.
So, okay. Today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day.
Yes.
Wow. Chocolate covered pretzels, raisins, peanuts.
Yeah.
Bananas. What else? Cherries.
Chocolate covered
strawberries.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yes.
They chocolate cover weird things like grasshoppers and ants.
Ew.
I've never tried. Have you tried a chocolate covered grasshopper, Rick?
No, I'm not that adventurous.
Do the bug thing.
Yeah. I would do it.
Yeah. I would only do it if I was starving and I needed to.
What was it Fear Factory, the TV show where they ate?
Yes.
They had to dare to eat something that was completely.
I wouldn't really call it a dare. It was more of a you had to in order to move on.
Yeah, like eating. I don't know.
And that show's back. I was so glad when that show went away, and now it's back.
Chocolate covered fish guts.
Oh man, reminds me of Survivor. You ever watch Survivor where they have the nasty stuff in competition? It's pretty.
Yeah, pretty I think there's several shows that have that happening.
Yeah. You know what, though? We have a great fair in San Diego. It used to be called the Del Mar Fair. Now it's the San Diego Fair. And it's not chocolate covering everything, but they fry everything.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the deep fried Snickers. I'm sure out in Boise they have a fair where they deep fry everything, too.
We have the fair where they have ice cream, but it's laid out.
Ice cream potato.
It's laid out in the shape of a potato and then like powdered chocolate. It's a powdered chocolate.
It's like a cocoa, yeah.
Yeah. And some whipped cream and chocolate sauce. And
yeah, it's got chopped nuts. So like the chopped nuts or the bacon.
Everything a growing boy needs.
Yum. So I have a question for you two.
Yes.
Is there really the potato thing out there? Like, is everybody really into potatoes?
I don't think Idahoans are as into potatoes as the rest of the country is into potatoes.
I thought.
Yeah, and they're mostly grown in eastern Idaho, so like in the Napoleon Dynamite area of the state.
I see.
Yeah,
we have more like
mint and corn,
sugar
beets.
Yeah, and then like cattle.
Yeah.
Lots
Nice.
of up north.
I think Idaho is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest, for cattle.
Ooh.
I can't remember.
Over Montana?
I thought that I read that somewhere, and I was
Wow.
really surprised. I was like, wait a second. I could be wrong, but I thought that's what I read somewhere once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you had your gig you played. It was a big barbecue gig.
Oh, that was, where was that, Fred? That
was in Victor, Idaho, which is right on the border of Idaho and Wyoming.
Yeah.
And the person that the catering company was actually from New Zealand. Wait.
Yeah.
Tasmania.
Tasmania
is a little island that's south of Australia, I believe.
Is it its own country?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy good, though. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So they come to Idaho through the spring, summer, fall and do all their work. And then I think they go home for the winter, which, of course, is summer there for them.
They actually come to Idaho, or they come to the States?
I think the Wyoming, Idaho, Montana.
Okay.
Yeah. We're getting too far away from chocolate-covered anything, though.
Yeah. Well, I
gonna happen.
I did find out that your big reveal is a kabuki drop.
Okay.
That's
a kabuki drop.
Yeah. Where the curtain falls.
Yeah. K-A-B-U-K.
See, you got right on that. Yeah. You got right on that. Today is also National Underdog Day.
Oof.
Oh.
So let's hear it for the underdogs.
Yay.
I haven't been paying attention to who the underdog is for the NFL. I know the Chiefs are out.
That's because you're a Taylor Swift fan.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
You made me
on his coffee.
Okay, I got one more though. Today is Stupid Toy Day, and I got this out because I think that Rick would like this.
A stupid toy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, now check this out.
Oh, look at that.
Now this is a mug with a microphone on it.
Oh.
And it likes to actually feed back, but let's try it out here.
Did you put batteries in it?
Check one, check two. Hello? Checking 1, 2. You can be you, sir, need to get back in your seat.
Feedback.
There's always feedback. Have you ever noticed that whenever there's a microphone in a movie or a show, there's feedback? They want to authenticate that somebody's using the microphone. Yeah. So we got to get that feedback going right there.
So that dates back to the summer of 1992.
Yes.
When Fred and I worked at the movie theater at the mall, and I had a black one that it didn't have the music notes on it. Mine was black. I didn't like pink. So
I took the pink one.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I got the short straw.
I got the black one. And I don't know where mine is. I don't even know if I have it still, or if it's tucked away in a thing of keepsakes that I've forgotten where that is. But yeah. I at one point I just started keeping like pencils and pens in it. But yeah, you guys would be like in the office talking to each other through your cups.
Right. It would be like, ladies and gentlemen, in scene number 1, we have the movie Sister Act, starring
Fred, could you make me one of those with the Drummergy logo on it?
I don't know where to find these.
Man. Gosh.
Let's see. We're going to talk about drums here in a moment, but let me get my
we are
things that I could zero in on. Let's see if there's a name on this.
Oh, they got to have Montimu or something.
It is called Sip and Sing. Actional Incorporated, New Jersey.
Actional?
Yep.
Like action and AL?
Yep.
Actional what?
Incorporated, New Jersey. Now it's funny because it says Sip and Sing TM, Actional Incorporated, New Jersey, USA, made in China. I'm not kidding.
Right. Of course it was made in China. For export only.
So there we go. There's the goofy holidays of the day, Rick.
Wait, we only get 2?
Well, that was 3.
Oh,
Chocolate covered anything, Underdog Day. And
Underdog Day.
Oh, Stupid Toy. I didn't realize Stupid Toy was
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 3 is good. I mean, there have been certain days where you've had
the list can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Well, I found pictures of it online.
Well,
and it's the one that you have, the pink one with the music.
How much is it?
I'm trying to see if you can actually buy it.
$400.
Probably. I might be just sitting on a gold mine right
I don't know
here.
what Worth Point is, but let's go to Worth Point.
Love it.
We're completely off the rails already.
I think it was like somebody just selling it like on their own, and it has been sold.
For how much?
It didn't say. Yeah, it just says sold.
Okay, we need to research that out. We got one of my students here, Thomas Schuster.
Hey, Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
Yeah, and Gian Ram up in Haley.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's snow up there because we got nothing here.
I don't know.
No snow at Bogus.
Pretty bleak for the snow sports at the moment. So, Rick, let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk drums? When we chat all the time, we always get on a roll.
I know.
I was thinking, watch when we're on camera. Like,
I got some private questions for you.
Oh, you have questions? Oh,
well, this is just.
I hope I get them right.
This is just to ignite conversation.
Oh, I see. Excellent. We can talk
James
about...
Harrison is here, and James says,
James,
I marched behind Underdog in the 1978 Macy's Parade with McDonald's All-American Band.
Wow.
There he goes.
Wow.
See? There's a nice little tie into Underdog Day.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Didn't Underdog have a great theme song? Underdog.
I don't know. I could think of Mighty Mouse, I think.
So wait, Underdog Day, is it for a character or is it for the underdog, like the ones going into the game, they're the underdog?
The underdog, like you said, like the
underdog.
The one that nobody's expecting much from.
Yeah, okay.
However, there was an underdog cartoon, I believe, which they had probably the big balloon float, which is what James was marching behind in New York City.
New York.
Yeah. So I get people that ask me every once in a while, how in the world do you know Rick Stojak?
Hey, Fred, how in the world?
Buddy.
And we met through the Drummers Education Connection podcast.
Yes.
Along with you and Bart Robley and Chip Ritter and Jeremy Steinkohler.
Yes.
And that's been a few years ago now. Yeah. And now we're old friends.
Yes.
Old friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Rick and I talk frequently about teaching and drumming and sometimes life stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's super awesome to have that great connection with you, Rick. Yeah. It is so cool. And part of like our conversation starters, if I may.
Yes.
Rick is also an author. And he wrote an entire book series called How to Build a Drum Groove.
Oh,
Volume 1.
Wow.
Volume 2.
What?
Wow.
Volume 3.
Whoa.
Oh, there's
3.
Guess what? Volume 4.
What?
What?
And coming soon, I've been told, is Volume 5.
Wow.
That is true. That is true.
Rick,
and I've a lot of ideas in Volume 5. I've asked Fred, hey, what do you think of this?
Yeah,
idea?
yeah. And there's been times where I've been on the phone with Rick for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
and we're both just furiously writing things and screenshotting it and sending it back and going, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I want to dive more into this in a little bit here, but I have a lot of students that work out of these books. So
I really appreciate that, Fred.
Yeah, man.
That you teach out of the book series. It's an honor every time. Every time there's an order that comes in to Boise, it's just like, oh, that's so sweet. And your students are the sweetest people because I get to meet them online, and a couple of times I've called you and you're in the lesson and you're like, oh wow, hey, and I've talked to your students during the lesson and
and I think it's just a super cool moment for whoever that student might be, especially if we're working in your book at that moment.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking and my phone will light up and I'll see Rick Stojak. And it has your picture of your drum kit, you know, and I go, check it out. Rick Stojak's calling me. They're like, really? Let's talk to him. So I'll put him on speaker, and I'll tell I think Serena was one that we were working on some stuff and said, "Hey, Serena, meet Rick." And we just have this little moment. It's really fun and cool. And Thomas says, "I'm learning out of volume 1."
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's so, but I think that's kind of what got us kickstarted. Rick is talking quite a bit as you sent me the first volume. Hey, check this out. Before we really got to know each other better, and that was the catalyst for all our silliness now.
Man, but I sure am glad I wrote the book and books, and sure glad that I started that other. It was involved with Drummer's Education because it led to meeting you and and Mary, and so it's the best.
It's just like the pebble in the water, right? Just
exactly.
We're going out there.
It's so, like planting seeds.
Exactly. Rick, how did you get your start in drumming? Take us down that little trail there.
All right. I was my older brother of 5 years. He's passed now, but he was a brilliant metally, hard or punky guitarist and rock guitarist, and he would have he had his band in the garage, and so they were playing a lot of like classic rock, kind of punky kind of stuff, and there was a drum kit in the garage. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah.
And I get it. Ricky, don't touch that drum kit.
I'm not.
Yeah. And so I one day when no one was looking, I hit a floor tom.
Yeah.
And it just went through me. Something was different in my life as of that moment. It was a real Zen religious kind of experience, honestly. I just loved it. I loved the power of hitting the drum. It made me feel good, the reverberation of the drum in the room. And I just thought, this is the coolest thing ever. And so of course my brother would love to have his little brother be a drummer, so he could always have a drummer there. And my mom was very musical. She sings. She's still with us. She's 99 right now, rocking out in Florida. And she sings like a bird and played organ. And so I wanted drum lessons so much, and she said, "Hey, as long as you practice and you have to take lessons." And I'm like, "Sign me up. Sign me up."
Yeah.
And then she said, "You're going to have to practice." I'm like, "No problem." And then she always said, "I couldn't get you to stop practicing."
Right? Yeah. Same for me. For some of us, I totally get that moment where you said you just hit the floor tom and you feel that energy move through everything, right?
I remember a friend of mine, Andrea Gibbons, her brother, Jason, had a drum set in his room. And we didn't usually hang out over Andrea's house as much as other houses, but I remember the few times going over there and it'd be like, I know that's in that room. And we weren't allowed to like even look at it. Definitely not play it. And it took up because the rooms were small, so it took like the majority of his bedroom. But I remember just wanting to go in there and just like hit something so bad, and you weren't allowed to.
I've been around school music teachers before who, students are curious, kids are curious. And if you walk into a band room, maybe there's 3 to 5 timpanis all laid out, and there's the marimba and a snare drum and the big bass drum, and people want to pick up a stick and tap on them. And then the band director completely loses their mind.
Don't touch that.
And the reason why is, did you realize that's an $8,000 drum?
Well, he's hitting it.
Yeah. And, most of the time, it's not with any kind of malicious intent. They're just curious to hit it and make it sound.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And just think about how many band teachers have shooed people away just out of curiosity. And that drives me absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Now, my band teacher, however, was different. If people were passing through and they tapped on something, he would go over there and talk to them, and let them play and show them what it was capable of doing.
Yeah, and how to treat it with respect. Right, because some things are more like you don't want to ruin something, right?
But I mean, we're drummers. We know you. I mean, you kind of have to go out of your way to cause damage.
You're hitting this drum.
You do.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like stabbing the timpani drum, or you're stabbing that 32-inch bass drum or whatever, or pushing it over a
like I said, treating it with respect.
Nothing's going to happen to that thing.
And even if the head breaks, whatever, you could replace the drum head.
Yeah.
Don't hit a conga with a hammer, but
no,
but you can hit a drum with a stick and fine.
Exactly.
I think everybody in the world should hit a drum.
I think they should
at least once. There should be like stations in different cities.
It's so primal.
Drum set.
Drums.
You could just go and just get it all out. Boom, boom, boom.
So did you end up drumming for your brother's band?
I did.
Okay.
I did. So I was taking those private lessons, and I was in school band, and then I started jamming with my brother right away. And I was 13 when I started, and then by the time I was 16, I was in his band, and we're from Connecticut. And by the time I was 16, I was playing in the New York City club scene. And my first gig at 16 was at CBGB, the famous punk venue.
Dude.
Yeah. It was really cool. And Bun E. Carlos from Cheap Trick, who was at the time one of my favorite drummers, was in the crowd. Which
no way.
So I was very, very fired up. I was I was way into it. But CBGB, this is a punk club. I'm 16. I'm thinking I'm going to New York City, and and I'm picturing some fancy place, and you get there and
it's kind of a dive, isn't it?
It's a real dive. It's a mega dive.
It's not like in downtown Manhattan, isn't it? Like it's like kind of like off a little bit and shady.
Yeah, it was midtown Manhattan, if I recall. So it wasn't downtown with the Wall Street and the the massive masses down, not down by where the World Trade Center was. So more midtown by Central Park, and it wasn't the worst neighborhood, but it wasn't all fancy. Yeah, from what I remember. But
Mary Hale's from New York.
Well,
when
I was a young child, I lived in Ossining until I was 9.
Where is that? Upstate New York?
It's just up the river from the city. So you've heard of Sing Sing Prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Ossining is. It's Sing Sing Prison.
Wow, did you ever go?
To the prison?
Yeah.
No, I never got in that much trouble, but it was very close to our house. It wasn't like here where you have to go out to the desert to get to the prison. It was just like right there, like on the river, and just kind of part of town.
I remember in elementary school, they took us up to a little field trip to the police station.
Oh, really?
So you could see the police station, and you could actually go into the jail, and it was a gentle way of like scared straight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the case for us too. Is the old Idaho State Penitentiary? They would take you and show you where solitary confinement was and all that. And I'm like, I'm never stealing a piece of gum.
Yeah. And then I remember that. And this is where the women prisoners were. I'm like, there were women prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was like in grade school. I remember going a couple times, and like it always smelled really weird. It's like that old steel yucky smell, and
rusty and musty.
Yeah, it's basically a museum now, but it was still functioning like, gosh, like in the 70s, was it, or the 60s?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Like
we should talk about drums.
I know.
All these prisoners talk. So you played.
So really, what they should do is they should chocolate cover drums, and then you're going to have the best of both worlds. Yes.
Okay, Rick, you're onto something here.
Yeah.
We need pretzel drumsticks that are covered in chocolate.
Oh, there it is. Wow, I love.
Well, they have that. They do that. They do the stick pretzels.
I know, but they need drumstick versions of that. Oh. So you would get.
Wow, how do you?
How come I don't have a pair of sticks even near me? Well, anyway.
That's weird.
Wow.
Usually you have a set right there.
Well, I kind of made. I mean, you could just have a stick, right? But this is a pretzel.
Yeah.
And it's covered in milk chocolate.
Well, I mean, if you're fancy, you do like the top half of it, and then you put
and then the tip could be a chocolate covered coffee bean.
Oh, brilliant! Whoa!
Knock that right off,
man.
Make it so, Mary.
Wow, and I'm gonna figure out how to make pretzels and.
Yeah. we need to.
I know where to get the coffee beans.
Yes, we need. Oh, so we just need the pretzel sticks. Somehow attach the coffee bean to the top. There's your stick, right? And we could send those to our drummer friends for Christmas.
Oh my gosh, they'd have to
hungry.
Come in a little special box. I
know. Wouldn't one of those be delicious right now with your coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Like a biscotti when you dip it in your. Yeah. All right, come on. We gotta stop talking about food.
So, Rick, you launched your career by playing CBGBs.
Yeah.
With Bunny Carlos
in the crowd.
Checking you out.
Yeah. We were. We had a good time. I was very, very fired up. I knew at that age that that's what I wanted to do with my life. And of course my brother as well. So we were the original band that played at CBGB's was called The Names. And then later on we started the band B Wilde, B.WILDE. And my brother Robert was Robert B. Wilde. He played with one of the original New York City punk bands that were buddies with the Sex Pistols in the 70s, a band called The Nothing. And there's a couple Nothing EPs out there somewhere, probably worth some money.
Wow.
Or 45s. So the band would always say, "Come on, Bobby." They were English. "Come on, Bobby, be wild." Like get crazy. And he was like, "I gotta start my own band,
Yeah.
You crazy guys. I'm not gonna hang with you. You're too dangerous." And so Be Wild was started, and I was Rick Wild, and we practiced and practiced and practiced. It was easy 5 nights, 6 nights a week, long hours. We never wanted to be a cover band. We wanted to play originals. We wanted to play our own music. There was quite a healthy cover band scene in that era in Connecticut, and we just felt that once you started playing covers, no one was going to be interested in your originals, which is we just observed that all the time with all of the bands. And and Robert was a very clever songwriter, and so we joined up with my best friend to this day, Ed Terrio. Shout out to Ed Terrio, who's a brilliant bass player and vocalist and songwriter. And we just practiced and wrote, and then we ended up getting a big production deal to record out of a company called Polygon in New York City. So we really thought, man, we're gonna do it. Do it, and it was looking good. We had 6 major labels bidding for our band. And the production deal was really interesting, where we didn't have to pay for the recording, and Polygon owned all types, equipment in studios. So we could record in New Haven and we could record in New York, and we recorded a 5-song EP. And if we had to spend the money for the amount of studio time we took, it would have been $50,000. Wow. So this is early 80s. Yeah. And that's a lot of money in this era, So we had a full 5-song ready to go, ready to press. So Polygon would then present the tapes to labels, and it wasn't, the label knew what it was. They already had it. It was recorded. All it needed to do was to be pressed and ready to go. And we had 6 major labels, and they were all bidding for the band. So we really thought we were going to rock out. Then reality hit. Oh, no. Well, the contracts were like, wait a second, we didn't have. You're realizing how much money the production company would take, and you're like, wow, that's we're not going to make a lot of money off this deal. So there was a little tension with that, and it was a normal deal for a first band. Mm-hmm. And then there was they had these clauses in it that they controlled the music, that they control, you had to listen to the producer. You had to do what they said the way they said it. Uh-huh. And there was a lyric dispute that we had with them. We had a song called Freedom Again. I just made a cover video of my own song, from the 80s.
Oh, wow.
That it's up on YouTube, and it's sort of like a reggae new wavy kind of song. So the song Freedom Again was the guy can't wait to get home from work, or wait to get home after work. His freedom was getting home to his wife and dog, and they're like, no, that's not edgy enough, man. Let's make it that his freedom is going to work rather than being home with his wife. That's more edgy. And we're like, we're not those kind of guys, or like, I don't know. It just didn't settle well with us. And we had a lyric in there, kiss the wife goodnight. They wanted kill the wife goodnight in the lyric.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
That's hardcore, man. That's hardcore. Yeah. And so there was a little bit of there was some dispute over that, but still we were okay with Polygon, and they were shipping, or shopping the music.
Yeah.
But eventually we had lineup changes, and that really affected everything. And and then we didn't find it was a key player in the band. Some of the most talented people too are the ones that are a little bit trickier to work with. There was singers.
Yeah.
It's a drum show. We could say it's singers.
Yeah, it's singers.
I really tended to find that just as the years were going by, that a lot of the really talented people who were very tapped into their artistry and very talented musicians, but maybe had substance problems or things going on. And so it started becoming like, wait a second, I'm trying to make a career as a musician, but I have to rely on all of these different people to be stable and be on the same page. So Be Wild never happened, sadly.
Oh, man.
Or maybe it was a good thing, because it
that could be true too.
The singer once told me, it's okay to share this. He said he's clean and sober now. He said, man, if we made it, if we had made it back then, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
I would have drinking myself to death.
Yeah. I think that story exists for a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
If they would have made it when they were, into the party scene or whatever it was they were doing, they may not have survived that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whole thing. That's a story that we've heard too many times, right?
Yeah.
Too many times. Yeah. If you're in this for the party, definitely really think about that. And talk to people about that, because there's a party out there, that's for sure, but it's hard to sustain it. All of the stable bands people have been playing years and years and years, who held it together, they live really, really clean lives, in general, from what I've observed.
They lived and learned.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law Fred is the famous metal drummer Gene Hoglan.
Right. Yeah.
And he's with Testament and Dark Angel and Death, founding members of all the thrash metal, strapping young lad, and he had played with Slayer and Anthrax, and he's a legendary metal drummer. Now you go backstage to one of his shows, it's just so mellow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so chill.
Yeah.
It's so chill.
Apples and oranges and water and probably a treadmill.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
They're living it up backstage.
Lots of meditating and praying before the show and stretching and
Yeah, well, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't think that the party thing's very sustainable.
No.
It's just watch any VH1 documentary about just about any band, and they hit a wall at some point.
Yeah.
And then the band gets all cleaned up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally true. How do you go from playing clubs in New York, and having these production deals, and you wind up in San Diego?
Well, we lived in Connecticut, trying to make Be Wild work out of Connecticut, and there was not a robust club scene for original music in Connecticut. It was very much a cover band scene. Yeah. Seems like still there was a lot of Southern rock, and moving to New York City was just really tough. Like, how are you going to pay the rent? We weren't the kind of guys who were going to just sleep on a couch.
Yeah.
And live in poverty. That just was, it wasn't how we were raised. We were, our father, was a Marine, a good man, a man of discipline. And, I mean, you couldn't F around. I mean, there's no way, there's just no way we were going to live like that. Right. And so, like, what am I going to do? Reroute from Connecticut and try to find a job in New York? Just getting around in a car is just impossible.
Yeah.
So as band members, as we would, need to replace band members, we felt like we weren't really finding people in Connecticut, in Middletown where we were, and all of our contacts were saying, hey, you know what? You guys have kind of a little bit of a West Coast sound. And I had visited San Diego when I was in 8th grade with my best buddy. And I had wanted to move here since I first visited in 8th grade. And I just loved it. It's like, wow, the weather's perfect. The people are nice. There's an ocean, there's a mountain, there's SeaWorld, there's a zoo. And so we pointed our way towards the West Coast. And Robert went out ahead, and started a band, and his band, they needed a drummer, and he went out ahead of me, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so he said, well, hey, we have a band, we need a drummer, but you're going to have to move here in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Like 2 weeks. Like, yeah. And so that was pretty, and that was like pretty scary. And I'm thinking, oh man, I don't want to miss that boat. I still want to be a rock star. I still have, and so I dropped everything in 2 weeks. And the band loved this name. The band was called Yahoo.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
This is before the search engine.
Yeah, before the search engine. Yeah, the band was not a Laguna Beach band called Yahoo. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, Yahoo never really, the band never really did much, but man, he was on to something, that guy who came
up with
that
sign
band
right
name.
there.
I know. Yeah. And so Yahoo had maybe had 2 rehearsals, and then we just said, hey, we were like, well, LA is where it's at. We went up to LA, and it was too smoggy and too crowded, and maybe a little scary, a little intimidating after growing up in like a little suburban town in Connecticut to go to LA, to Hollywood. It's a little too intense. So we thought, well, hey, let's go to San Diego. We love San Diego. We had friends here. And so, we had to get day jobs to pay the bills.
Right.
Because we weren't a cover band. Cover bands weren't paying that much anyway. And there was no money in original music. So of course we had to have day jobs. And so we got our day jobs, and we plugged away with Be Wild for a whole bunch of years. But what happened one day is, so we had kind of like a new wavy sound, kind of picture, I don't know, Duran Duran, Flock of Seagulls, Missing Persons, very Missing Persons, Blondie with a little punk edge like the Ramones. And to this day, when you play the music for people, they're like, how come you guys didn't make it? I'm like, there's a lot of bands. I'm sure your band too. You know, there's a lot of great bands that never made it. So just because your band is great doesn't mean it's going to pop. There's so much involved. So anyway, that was our style. And one day I'm in a record store. Remember record stores?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. real vinyl. Yeah. And I'm in there and I hear a song. It Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm like, this is the sound.
Yeah.
This is an energy. It's like that song just cleared the room, and suddenly, all hair metal, everything just changed, and it was all about grunge. And that wasn't our sound. And I knew Be Wild was done once I heard Nirvana for the first time.
Oh man.
And then the other thing, too, is hair metal just started taking over before Nirvana was there. Right. And so that wasn't our vibe or our sound either. And so suddenly the styles, we started having to adapt to all of that. My hair started getting bigger. I had more of it back then. But, it just didn't resonate. Kind of like the lyric, that kind of misogynistic lyric of a lot of the hair metal bands. It just wasn't our thing. And so that was it for Be Wild. And Robert went into recording, as a sound engineer and into production, and he owned a recording studio. And then and I just started teaching. That's the point where I started teaching.
Okay.
1995, and I loved it instantly. And yeah. And then that's when I started my psychobilly band, Barnyard Ballers.
All right, now tell us what psychobilly is.
Okay, psychobilly is it's sort of a offshoot of rockabilly music.
Okay.
It's a combination of rockabilly and punk, and it's a really fun and interesting genre. It's like rockabilly more extreme. It was a style started in the 80s in England, and it was more of like the rockabilly guys who were a little bit more edgy, and instead of like they had the extreme like mohawk, like the Mohawk Pompahawks, that was their cut. So if you see a psychobilly, like that really pointy extreme haircut, that's what they have. And very tattoo culture and very like monster movie culture, all upright bass, of course, and played very, very percussively.
Okay.
And psychobilly is usually really, really fast, or really, really like with a shuffle feel too. So it's got a little bit of, it's definitely tied into roots rock, but it moves out a little bit further.
Okay.
And so after all of that, I just wanted to do a band for fun. I said, that's it. I'm not going to try to be in some commercial band and make it, and that might have been the problem with Be Wild anyway. We were trying to make it as a commercial band, and and so I discovered psychobilly. I was looking in our little paper. It's called The Reader, and it said drummer wanted double snare. And now I did a lot of I played a lot Simmons electronic drums with Be Wild at one point, and I really liked electronics in drumming, and I saw double snare. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. Maybe they're going to do some sort of like industrial rock kind of thing, and so I called the guy up, and I said, double snare, what do you mean by that? And he goes, well, when you hit 2 snares in a row. I'm like, what are you talking about? And like the drum beat. He goes, yeah, like a drum beat where you could hit a bass and then 2 snares in a row. I said, oh, not 2 snares and 2 sounds. He goes, no. Like we're psychobilly. We have upright bass. Boom, ticka boom, ticka boom, ticka boom, ticka boom, ticka boom, ticka boom, ticka. So beats that go with that. Boom, ticka boom, boom. Can you hear that? Like,
oh,
boom,
yeah.
But fast.
Oh, okay.
That's coming through. And so that was a double snare. And so he played me the music over the phone, and there's a guy screaming, that's a singer. I'm like, oh, this sounds awful. I've got to meet these guys. Yeah. And they were this was 95, and they were one of the very first psychobilly bands in the country, Barnyard Ballers. Wow. And I did an album with them, and I kind of did it for fun and creativity, because I found you could play punk, but you could throw a swing edge into the punk, like that ding 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 ding. You could get real fast ride patterns, and like you hear that little fast jazzy swing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second, we've got a punk beat, but you can make it jazzy. And I thought, this is cool. This is fresh. This is something new. Punk with a swing. Cool. And then lots of shuffles. And I could throw double kick into the shuffle. I don't know if you could hear all of that, if that's coming through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like music for, like, I could be really, really creative with this, right? And then they had Barnyard Ballers had like a country twist also to it. So it was rockabilly, kind of like you've heard the term punkabilly and cowpunk, and it had all of this stuff going on, and train beats, country train beats. And so I thought, this is just so fun.
Yeah.
And so I did the album. The album was called Rock Out With Your Cock Out. and yeah. And
how could you not with that style of drumming?
Yeah. What's this show rated?
It's rated F for Fred.
Well, I'm like, Robert, I got to do this band. It's just for fun. And he said, what's the band called? Like, it's Barnyard Ballers. And he said, oh man, you should call the album Rock Out With Your Cock Out. And he does this little napkin drawing of a barnyard scene. And there's a couple roosters in there. And he draws this little human wiener on the rooster. Hopefully this isn't too much for anybody out there, but it's all in just good fun, really.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little bathroom humory, but in that era you could kind of get away with that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So he has the napkin drawing called Rock Out With Your Cock Out. It's got that little imagery. So Spike, our singer, takes the artwork to this famous punk rock artist named Mark Rude. And Mark Rude did a pencil drawing of the album cover. And that part that I'm talking about was super subtle. And and made an album cover and actually called the album that Rock Out With Your Cock Out.
Wow.
So I finally, brought the album to my brother, and I said, yeah, dude, we called it Rock Out With Your Cock Out. Because, dude, I was just kidding. I had no idea that you were going to actually take that and make an album and actually do that. I said, I was my singer. And so
I got to listen to that. I got to listen to that record now.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to check it out. Yeah. Yeah. It was really fun and really creative. And the thing is that band led to everything for me. We had a lot of success. We did 4 albums. We toured the country over and over. I got to Europe maybe 4 times.
Wow.
With Barnyard Ballers. We toured everywhere. There was a real healthy scene, especially towards the end of the 90s into the early 2000s for psychobilly. A lot of the European bands who founded the music, bands like the Necromantics and Mad Sin, Demented Are Go, Godless Wicked Creeps. Look up all these bands. The music is just amazing. Necromantics are still out there. They have a big bass that's shaped like a coffin. It's very, very cool. And so there were festivals for this style of music, and that's how you build up a scene. You've got all of these bands all working together, and it was a psychobilly show. Everyone hung out for the whole night. It was the scene. If you were there, you'd watch the first band right through till the end. It's not like the local bands where 4 local bands play and no one supports each other, like you come to see your friend's band and then leave. And then the bands wouldn't even hang out in all of the other music scenes I had. Yeah. Like, you've got to support each other. You've got to get your audience to support the other bands on the bill.
Right.
So, you had press, you had a lot of press, and psychobilly was really happening in Hollywood. There were a lot of big a lot of big shows in Hollywood. So we were constantly going up to Hollywood and playing on these big bills. And usually we were main support, which was really, really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you got all this, this touring experience. You got all this studio experience.
Yeah.
All the ups and downs that are associated with those situations and navigating all of that. And then you started, so were you, I'm assuming like when you were with the Barnyard Ballers that you probably weren't around much. So was it after that like the teaching thing kind of became more of a full-time deal?
I don't know how I did it. I had a day job. It was just like a sales and marketing job, a lot of phone sales.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a full-time job. And then I had Barnyard Ballers. Now, Barnyard Ballers didn't rehearse 5 nights a week like Be Wild. That's for sure. That actually worked really, really well because, we were tight enough and we were good enough and spontaneous enough. Mm-hmm. It's possible that Be Wild over rehearsed and the music got stale because everybody knew each part was exactly the same every time. With Barnyard Ballers, you never knew what you were going to get, but the musicianship was good enough. So it was rehearsed well enough, and we gigged so much. We gigged like crazy. So many of the development of the band happened live on stage rather than in the studio. And that's how you really get your band cooking. So don't get what we used to call it studio rot. You're just like rotting in the studio, just doing the song over and over again.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the rehearsal, but we had a lot of gigs. And then I started supplementing with teaching. I'd finish up work at 5 o'clock, grab some food really, really quick. I'd teach for 3 hours, 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And then teach for all day Saturday. And then at the same time, I was playing in a Caribbean band, like a steel drum band called Island Fever. Totally different. Totally different. Completely different. Now we're talking a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. And playing reggae and calypso, and playing house parties and corporate events, and a completely different style of music. So I had all that going on at the same time.
Wow.
And Island Fever was a blast, and I draw upon it so much now as a teacher, all of these styles. But I think it kept everything fresh, that everything was diverse. And I didn't sleep a lot. I definitely started my coffee addiction.
Yes.
I wish I had one of these Drummergy mugs back then.
Well, it sounded like you had the Drummergy before it was the thing.
Thanks.
You had that Drummergy going on.
Oh,
now the producer came up with the Drummergy name, and I put her on the spot a couple times to explain what Drummergy is.
Do I need to write a definition?
No, this is the benefit of having you on the show, Mrs. Fisher.
Well, how come you can't explain it?
Well, because this is your brainchild.
Well, it's just like what you described. It's a mindset.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
I
like that.
an energy mindset, and it it came from when you drum, you have like this, it's like your endorphins get going, whatever, but like it just kind of encompasses more than that. It's like not just drumming, but just music in general, how it like just gets in your blood and moves you and that sort of thing. And so then you but then it's just like there's this mentality and like vibe that comes from it too, right? So
I love the name. You did a great job. It's drumming and energy mixed.
Yes. Yes.
What do they call those words that combine two things? Not a compound. That's not a compound word.
Oh gosh.
It is a ask your friend Chat.
Chat knows it all.
Rick, let's talk about teaching, because this is a big part of your world and mine.
Yeah.
And I get to use your teaching materials in my studio, which is so awesome. They're
calling it a portmanteau. Is that how you say that?
A portmanteau?
Portmanteau. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that.
I don't know.
Two words put together to form a new word, blending sounds and meanings, are called a portmanteau. Like brunch is breakfast and lunch, or smog is smoke and fog. If the words are just joined without blending parts, like sun plus flower equals sunflower, they're compound words.
So it's a what?
So it's like port, PORT, MAN.
Portman.
TEAU. Toe, like toe. Portmanteau. I guess it doesn't tell you how to.
Is that a French word?
Oui. I don't know.
Thomas says a Drummergy branded coffee would be cool.
Yeah.
A what?
A Drummergy branded coffee would be cool.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thomas has all these incredible, great marketing ideas.
Thomas?
And we're going to steal them all.
I think I was writing stuff down last
Thomas
week.
Schuster has a lot of these incredibly great ideas.
Yeah. Oh, no. Wait. It wasn't on this. I have a little sticky pad, and it's not on this one. This is other stuff.
Oh, don't lose it.
Crap.
Don't lose it.
It's gotta be
I might have to fire you. You're fired.
Thomas is still here. That's so nice, Thomas.
So Rick, I teach out of several different books. Stick control is like a staple for many drum teachers, and
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it. Look, mine's always falling apart. This is I had a second copy I let a student borrow because we're just going to work the first few pages, but I've owned like 30 of these.
Yeah. They fall apart, don't they?
They do. They do. Unlike Rick Stojak's books, which are spiral bound in heavy paper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See this? Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking quality here.
Quality stuff.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And what I love about spiral instructional books is they lay flat on the music stand. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm like constantly creasing and folding, and then it still is curved like that. Like my students will be playing in a look around the corner of the book.
You know what I learned with that is the cover, the cover on the front and the back.
Yes.
On a spiral bound, it's very easy for the cover to just start falling off, like coming off of the spiral. Yeah. So the answer to that was to laminate the books. And that's why we started the lamination. So the book will never ever fall apart, and then the lamination just makes the covers pop, and so the book will stay flat on a stand. It's stiffer. So the cost. So I had to make a decision. So my cost is very high on these books, and it's not like I'm going to have some printer that I don't know, Vistaprint or something, make them. So I have a printer here in San Diego, and we're really about the quality control, and it's not like I can raise the price up that much. So I take less profit, but I feel good about the quality of it.
Now, you and I talked about this once a long time ago, Rick, because we were talking about the price of your book.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember off the top of my head what a Rick Stojak book costs. I look all the time because I send my students the link.
You haven't bought one in a while.
It's a $30 book, and I'll just include the shipping and tax in that.
Right.
And that price may need to be reviewed at this point.
Okay, well here's my point. You and I talked about this once. Like, I've probably bought 30 stick control books because the main reason they fall apart. Okay, now they do have some spiral bound ones, which too are not as high quality of yours.
You could probably take that to Office Depot and have them do it for you.
What?
Spiral that. So you don't have to keep buying it.
Well, at any rate, let's see what's stick controls about $8 times 30. That's $240 I've spent buying stick control of the same book, right?
Oh man,
I mean, 240 versus
Rick's gonna go back to the stapled book.
I need that drummer to buy my book 30 times because he just crashed it.
Wow.
But I'm just saying, like, if Rick is selling this for $30, you're not going to have to rebuy it a bunch of times because it's going to hold up. The high quality item here.
The books are thick too. There's a lot of material. There's like most pages have 16 exercises rather than 2 exercises and 10 pictures of myself.
Yeah.
You know.
and not everybody has a autograph Rick Stojak book. I cherish these.
That is so appreciated. You know, they're also available on the Hudson Digital Bookstore, the Hudson platform.
Oh, yeah.
And if you haven't checked out Hudson Digital, there's a massive library of incredible books, literal books too. The books from Bart and Jeremy from my podcast, Bart Robley and Jeremy Steinkohler are on there too. And the digital books are they're just $15 a book. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is if you buy 3, you get one, you get the 4th for free in my series. Wow. So that's a
pretty good deal. John Klein is here. John is one of my students, and he has the triplet book.
Yeah, John.
Lots of shuffles in there.
Yeah.
And John's really into like the blues and the shuffles, and so we frequent Rick's book with that.
Is John the guy working on Rosanna?
Yes.
All right, John. Thank you for That's where he says there's a kick on 3 in the video, which we couldn't hear in the recording.
I can't hear it in the recording, but
yeah,
the instructional video that Jeff Picaro did, he does play the kick on 3. Mm-hmm. But then when you listen to the song, it's like, is it really there? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But I think the magic happens on the getting that accent on 3. So you have that. Can you play the Rosanna Shuffle right now, Rick?
Not this early.
Can you play the?
I'll just play a halftime shuffle.
Yeah.
So there's like a halftime.
Yeah.
Shuffle.
Yeah. So John's working on that. I got another student, Eric, that's working on that, and Home at Last from Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Wow. And Eric started working on Home at Last and just fell in love with that Asia record.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about the whole series is you have a beat, and we start off with very simple beats, and then I found songs that use that beat from start to finish.
Yeah.
So you can start drumming right away. You don't have to be on a drum pad for a whole year. You can just get in there and groove. And you're learning to read music, but then you listen to how the beat sounds applied, and right away using music to learn to play the drums. And so thank you for getting that, Fred, and teaching that way. And obviously it's working for you, because I see how much your students love you and how many you have.
Yeah, thank you. I was because I have other books that I used as well, but as you know, as a teacher, you kind of find out like what each student's passion is or what their interest is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so for me, when I have a student starting, like the three, well, there's 5 things. You got to learn singles and doubles.
Yep.
Right? You got to know what quarter notes are, 8th notes, and 16th notes.
Yep.
And triplets.
That's right.
So what is that? 6 things? 5, 6. I'm learning to count still.
Yes.
So those are like, you got to have some of those basics down. Like everybody needs that. Everybody learns to read. But along with that foundation, it's like, okay, what's the goal here? A lot of my adult students, they just want to jam along to their favorite songs in their living room or their garage or whatever.
Yeah.
And your book is so perfect for so many of those people that they can learn an 8th note groove. Mm-hmm. And then you have this long list of songs associated with that beat.
Yes.
And then I take that, the next step is like, okay, well, let's learn all the drum fills in those songs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that they can, they could do their best, try to play it note for note, or they can put their own thing in as long as it's still in context of the song.
Exactly. And, even if you're just a new drummer, you could get a lot of these beats down and play to these songs. And that's the beat that was on the record, as best as we can tell anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if you're not at that level where you can get every one of the drum fills, there's still value to just locking in and working on your groove and feel. That's why it's How to Build a Drum Groove is a series. That's the series name. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be that analytical about it to get started. Now you're going to need to get more analytical to really, really evolve.
Sure.
To really, really start understanding the rhythms. But the interesting thing is that's how you could develop. You don't need to be working a rudiment to get your hand speed together. You could be working on a groove that and play, and you could be assessing how you're holding the stick, how you're hitting the drum, your posture, your breathing, all of that technique stuff. And you're not going to get it online from watching a video, by the way, everyone. It's not like you can't replace like working with Fred Fisher, because Fred is going to say that was great, but your technique was wrong. And if you just watched a video rather than take that lesson, well, you'd be practicing a mistake over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Where Fred could make that one little, by the way, make sure you have the pinky, one little thing. And that's a huge game changer.
It is. Chip Ritter's here.
Chip!
Hello,
my
Chip.
brother from Deck. Hi, Chip.
Yeah.
We all love Chip Ritter.
Well, there's so many instructional books out there, and they're great for people to have, whoever the author is and whatever the intent of the book is. Yeah. But I think I'm pretty confident you would agree with me, Rick. Like, they're going to have more success working through that book with the teacher than they just try to attempt it on their own.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's
like learning karate from YouTube, right?
Yeah, like any skill.
Yeah.
Out there, you would your doctor, your dentist, your pilot, whatever it is. Even in sports, you have a batting coach, right? Yeah. In baseball, every single industry, you find a mentor. You learn from the mentor.
Right.
You make discoveries. And you have to find somebody who's really passionate, who's really into it, not somebody who's just doing it as their side hustle that they don't love doing it. But every skill under the sun, you learn and you get a teacher.
Right.
Somehow, some way, people think in music you don't need that. Oh man, just feel it.
Yeah.
If you don't really know what it is, the part really is, chances are you're doing a guesstimate.
Yeah.
You're not really diving in. So.
It's interesting, like the people that you just use that phrase, just feel it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you learn to do that?
Yeah, right.
Who teaches you that?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think some people fear taking lessons?
Yeah, I think they do.
They're like there's this weird admittance to I need help.
There is.
Well, I think there's a time commitment of, well, I have to drive over to this person's house or whatever, or the studio of wherever you're taking the lesson, and the expense of the lesson and stuff. So that might shy people away.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I started playing flute when I was in 5th grade. And when I was in junior high, I got like just really competitive, and I wanted to be the best flute player out of all the flute players in my class. And I begged my parents for flute lessons. And so in 8th grade, I started taking flute lessons. And even though prior to that, I would practice on my own and like do the best that I could, once I took lessons, then it just went, just like soared.
Yeah.
And when I was in 9th grade, and we'd have to go do those those festival competitions where you go and there's like the solo pieces and the ensembles and all that, and you get like a score. They told me at that time I was playing at college level when I was in 9th grade. And that was because I was taking lessons.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So much of the foundation of every one of the bands that we talked about were all the parts that I played, were so much of it came from my drum lessons.
Sure. Yeah.
The double snare thing was really a diddle on the snare instead of a single on the snare.
Right.
That came directly from drum lessons and working in, playing in school band, in the marching band. That's how I got all those riffs, all the accents that I'd play in country beats, or all the heavy duty Gene Krupa Tom stuff from the psychobilly song, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Rooted in big band, but here it is in a punk setting, but where did it come from? It came from school band, our cadence, you know, and really getting control of the hands. And yeah.
I put Chip's comment up.
Yeah.
Having a teacher demonstrates some degree of humility, which is required to master a trade.
You know, he says that, and it immediately makes me think of two different movies, which you see these things in movies all the time, right? And like I'm specifically Karate Kid and like Kung Fu Panda, where there's this master that's teaching the student, and the student has to be humbled. Like they have to learn that, like, hey, I'm not the greatest thing. I've got to acknowledge that there's somebody who can make me better.
Yeah.
And
you know, I think there are many people who want to make it as a musician. It's the American dream. Everybody wants to be a musician, you know. We all did, and you know, and as teenagers, you think I'm just really good at this, so I'm going to be a star, you know. And you know, every street has 10 of those kids.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great music out there, and a lot of great musicians. But oh man, where am I going with this? I'm just oh man.
Humility.
Yeah. But it's really studying it and learning the instrument. That's really what's going to set you apart. And I know where I was going with this. So a lot of people don't ever make it
right
with that band, so they become teachers as a fallback position. or they're gigging and they're not really making enough, so they have to do a little bit of teaching. And it's not really what they want to do. And I think that's why people sometimes have bad experiences with taking lessons, because it's not the right teacher. And that's the problem. So try, if you know, and the other thing is a lot. We used to think that you have to be a kid to learn this instrument, because that's really how it started for so many. You know, you practiced on a drum pad, you got into school band, and then you could get a drum set, and then you could be in a band. But it's not really that way. Half my students are adults. Wait, well, not half. Half my students are women. 95% of my students are adults. And so you don't have to be young. And so what I would suggest is if you don't have a great experience with a teacher, try a different one. You know, if you're not doing good in college, try a different college.
I want to springboard off a couple of these things about being a teacher, but also on Drummer's Education Connection, the last few weeks, you guys have had some incredibly great topics. And thanks. Last week, you guys were talking, and Rick says, "Jeremy, can you send Fred an invite? Let's get him on the show."
Yeah.
We're talking about, you know, your personality and your technique, how those things influence how you play the drums and the feel and all of that. But Chip had brought up they used to have these records called drum drops that had these drum loops on them. And I think I had one of them. It might have been volume 4 or something. But I put that on the record player and hear all this drum loop, you know, and it kind of gets in your head, and then you start trying to learn those different grooves. But Chip said something, and Bart kind of expanded off about to be good or great at your instrument takes time. It's not a rushed process.
Yes.
And so Chip is saying, you know, having a teacher demonstrates some degree of humility, which is required to master a trade. And I had said on the show, I made a kind of a parallel to, you know, carpentry. You know, if you go into a beautiful home or something and you see the craftsman and the woodwork and all of that, that's becoming a master at your craft, right? Like, shouldn't we be doing that with drummers? And I said, are you a Walmart drummer or are you a master at your craft? And Jeremy goes, that's it. That's the show. But it does require time and dedication to learn and really have something down, rather than like you just kind of cherry pick a little things here and you sort of get something down for a moment and then you're on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. It seems like a little bit of a hit and miss way of learning.
Yes.
Let's see. James, taking lessons can also keep the student on course versus just random learning. I guess that kind of goes a little hand in hand with what I just said. Mm-hmm. Random things. Thomas, my mouse is making a weird thing. I'd rather take lessons and learn from a professional so I have confidence playing. And by doing that, I would hope that someday an actual professional musician will know that I understand drums the right way instead of faking it and embarrassing myself. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Thomas says his drum goal right now is to become a closet drummer or a secret drummer. I want to be able to sit down behind a random kit and play it like a professional to shock people.
Oh, I love that. And even if your goal is to just enjoy it, still lessons are important so you can enjoy it more.
Now,
so you don't get frustrated.
Yeah, you said sometimes people choose teaching as like a fallback. Mm-hmm. And maybe they don't really have a passion for that. And so they might have a roster of students. It's almost like zombie lessons, right?
Zombie.
It's like, oh, I got to go. Like, it doesn't seem very inspiring. So what is your take, Rick, on...
That sounds like Chubb's giving golf lessons in Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
That's right.
That's right. You're doing great. Swing those hips. Where it's very monotone and how he's talking about.
He's reading a magazine.
Yeah, he's not really even paying attention. So you've traveled the world playing drums with the band, been in recording studios.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to be completely exhausted and fried and still have to do the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure mixed in with all of that is some of the best shows you've ever had in front of a gazillion people who really appreciate what you're doing. And you have those great nights and the catering was on point and you had prime rib and you have all these different experiences. I think to me that adds value to you as a teacher.
Yeah.
Rather than somebody who like, and I want to be clear, I'm not trying to cut down these other instructors because they probably do have something to offer, but somebody who just doesn't really have any outside the studio experience, outside of a rehearsal room. Like you mentioned your band rehearsing 5 nights a week, but you rehearse, and you called it studio rot, right?
Exactly.
You never got outside of the room.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So, there are those drum teachers that are out there that they don't have any of those kind of experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like, what does that offer a student who wants to play music and play in front of people and get out there and do it? Does that make sense? Is my question sense? Am I the kind of question?
What? like what does having the experience of gigging offer the student? Is that the question?
Versus somebody who does.
Well, I think when you when you take a lesson and you're practicing at home, I try to start jamming with people immediately. All of the things that we practice in a lesson, practice at home, need to be tested out. They need to be, you can't just be in the batting cage. You actually got to play a baseball game.
Yes. Yes. That's right there.
And you have to experiment. The answer to, is it Paul who's doing Rosanna?
John.
John, I'm sorry, John.
Yeah.
The answer to is the kick go on 3 because Jeff Beccaro said in the video he put the kick on 3. Is it kick there or not? You really will find that out when you go out and gig. So do a gig and see how it feels on adding that kick and see how it feels taking it away. And one night it might feel good in one band in one room. In another band, in another room, it might be like, let me drop that kick out. And you have to experiment with it. And everything needs to be, I guess, field tested could be a word for it. So
exactly.
So I'm just really, really grateful that I grew up in an era where there were a lot of live gigs. There was a lot of live playing. I really had that experience. We didn't have the internet. Everybody's on the internet now. It's a lot easier to see things. In my day, man, you had to go out and drive, and you had to go to the club. You had to buy the album. You had to really connect with it. You had to get in deep with it. If you bought an album, man, I just spent $15 on this album. You would listen to that thing from start to finish. You were really invested in it. And so it was a great era to come up from. So to come up in. And so I'm just really lucky that I can bring that to the table as a teacher.
Right.
But as a newer drummer, no matter what the age or experience, go out there and jam. There's open mic nights, have a friend over, just jam. It doesn't matter if they play kazoo or whether they rap. If they're like, I don't know any musicians, come on, get a rapper over there. Lay down a beat and get someone to rap.
Yeah.
You know,
just gather with people.
Whatever it is. And then so that those are the teachers that I would seek out. All the people I've studied with were gig fiends.
Yeah.
You know, like Zorro the drummer, you know, all his years with Lenny Kravitz, and you know, so
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having that experience to offer your students adds so much value to what we do.
Yeah.
So much. And you probably, I know for a fact, because you and I talk frequently, like all of us who teach sometimes find ourselves in that role of being a counselor.
Isn't that great?
Right?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
People just have life to navigate, and sometimes they just need to talk to somebody about whatever is going on. And it could be life stuff. It could be band related stuff, marketing, all of these things. And we have these experiences ourselves to pull from and help guide and not necessarily tell them what to do, but help inspire them to move around what obstacle they're facing. And overcome.
You know, go ahead.
I really believe people are way more capable of doing things that they consider to be hard than they're willing to admit or willing to try. And once they discover that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, the next time something comes along like that, they get through that barrier easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's growth. When you're struggling through it and you're like, oh, I can't figure this out. That's the brain doing its thing. It's working. Check out the book The Talent Code. It explains how we learn new skills and what's going on with all the chemistry in our body. That's that little uncomfortableness, like, oh, what, trying to feel this and so that's actually a good thing to have that little bit of
and
strain.
The more you get out of your comfort zone, the larger your comfort zone becomes.
Yes.
It keeps expanding.
Yes.
And then sometimes things don't seem like they're as big a deal anymore.
Yeah.
Once you just kind of focus and get it lined out. But it's great to be able to have that trust with your students that they want to come in and tell you what's going on in their world.
Well, yeah. And you know, honestly, that is one of the nice things about aging is that, you know, I think I enjoy my age now.
Yeah.
which is well over 50. and no, actually, I'm gonna be 62 in April.
Wow.
And yeah, and you know what? And
Congratulations.
yeah, and I really enjoy it. I feel like I have a lot of experience that I can draw from, and then to share that experience is with students is remarkable. So I love teaching. I love the experience. I love my people. I'm selective about who I teach too. I don't just teach anyone. I've got, you get a little phone interview if you want to study with me. I want to make sure, my time is really precious, and so I want to make sure that it's the right fit. But sometimes people come in and I actually kind of read them. We just chat a little bit, and I kind of read where they're at. And some days I say, let's jam to a song, because I've got in the studio, I've got kits set up side by side, and I've got the flat screen TV. I've got my iPad set up with all the videos up there, and I'm like, so it's a real like live concert setting lesson in here. It's like a real, like a virtual reality kind of system in here, and sometimes, like, you know what? Let's just play live. Let's just play along to videos of live bands. I've got like a billion playlists of, different all the songs in my books are on playlists on YouTube, so they're easy to access, by the way. But then I have a million different playlists that I can draw from, like, go to drums, slow ballad, just shuffle songs, my live concert footage for drumming. I've got a million different playlists to draw from. And sometimes it's just like, let's just jam.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like, how did you know that's just what I needed? And I'm like, man, I could, you've been at work all day, and I just kind of, you kind of can read the room as the more you do it. And sometimes that's really what people need too. And that might be why they might not study, because they've had a long day, and they're not in the mood to sit there and be analyzed and like, no, your double paradiddle wasn't double paradiddly enough. Damn you. That's not what they need,
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right. It's like, I could start every student on a quote unquote curriculum, if you will.
Yeah.
But sometimes they come in and maybe they need help with a piece they're working on at school, and so that becomes the focus.
Yeah.
Or they're just really having a crummy day, and they just need to get some aggression, and you turn on Whom the Bell Tolls.
That's it.
Get it, right? You just lay into that.
something just straight up. Yeah.
Jim Royal's here.
Jim Royal.
Yeah.
I miss Jim Royal already. Jim Royal and I got to meet at PASIC.
Oh, you did?
Finally in person, we got to meet.
Nice.
And what a great guy.
Yeah.
What a great drummer. Connecticut brother. He's a Connecticut brother.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, Rick, you have this amazing studio that I get to see frequently in videos.
Yeah.
Can you give us a tour around your studio with your different camera angles? And
I can.
Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
Yeah, I can do that. I could try it anyway.
You got this wall of cymbals behind you.
Yeah.
Are those all great working cymbals?
Those are all. There's only 2 cracked cymbals on the wall.
Okay.
And I didn't crack them, but yeah.
Jeremy Steinkoller's here.
Jeremy and Chip and Jim Royal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All my brothers are here. Thank you guys
if Bart does not make an appearance, you guys can give him a hard time. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
Yeah. So okay, so this is my set.
This is your main rig right there?
Yeah, that's the main rig with let me see, I could change some. So I've got the rototoms that we get lots of laughs out of those rototoms.
Yeah, they're popular again.
They are.
Yeah, man. Instead of having a big giant drums, they fit.
Yeah. I had a set and I sold them, and then immediately they got popular again. But to be honest, if I had them, I still wouldn't be using them.
Well, all right.
Yeah. So there's the I'm a very big into electronic percussion and hybrid acoustic drumming. So this is the Roland sampler pad. I've got Roland triggers on the snare and the kicks, and then this is the Roland octapad.
Yeah.
And I've got triggers on that. It's really fun because I've got a trigger on the kick for the octapad and the sampler, so I can layer multiple kick sounds together. So you get the acoustic drum and then the trigger from that guy and the trigger from that guy. Wow. And I can do that too. That's also the Roland trigger module too.
Yeah.
So I love using sounds. How many songs? Listen to a song and listen to how the drums are mixed. Just your average song, rock song. And listen to how many effects there are, how much reverb, how much compression, and think about that live. If you're a drummer, you've got to create those songs live. You can't rely on the sound engineer all the time to do all of that. Yeah. So I just think it's a lot like a keyboard player is to a piano player. Piano is great. That's like acoustic drums, but keyboard, that's like electronic drums. You can do anything with it.
Sure.
So I use all of this stuff. So I have my student on this set.
Okay.
There's the headphones, the Vic Firth headphones. And then so I feel like it's very helpful having one set next to the other. So as in my student can mirror me when we're playing, and it's great for communication. Now in the middle, I've got the flat screen.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Right.
The Aquarian sign.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so I'll use my iPad that I'm using for my monitoring, our video right now, but I'll have my laptop here connected to the television, and it's all here in the PA and headphone amp. So we can wear isolation headphones.
Yeah.
And then what else? There's the Sabian cymbal wall, and I really feel like my studio should be a fun environment for people to come in and be inspired, and I also feel the responsibility as an endorser to showcase the products that I sponsor. And so this is definitely like a Sabian showroom in here, and then that really helps my students to figure out what is the right cymbal for them to play. And it's the same with all the Aquarian heads. I've got the modern vintage 2 heads with drum. I like the lights a lot here too. So I've got the modern vintage 2 heads on my Ludwig kit. The Pearl kit, I have the Forest 10 clears. The lights aren't on over there. It would pop even more. So and then this is the DW acrylic. The Super 2 clear on the acrylic kit. Yeah. And then I've got the snare station over there.
Wow.
And the rudiment poster there. There's all the method books.
Oh yeah.
Over there, the wall of method books, all the stuff I learned of. I had to keep all my DVDs.
Of course.
Even though I never
still have some VHS ones.
Yeah. And then I've got the percussion station with the goombop congas,
Ooh.
and the goombop bongos, and there's the bullhorns from the Barnyard Baller days.
Ah,
I put those bullhorns on. Wait, I'm playing.
did those go on your bass drum?
Let's go on the bass drum on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
It's
awesome.
It's really, it's my playground. It's a drum sanctuary. I work, I love doing this, and I'm doing this full time. So I'm here all the time, and I collect all this stuff. I'm passionate about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And really what it is it's an investment in myself. And it's here for fun. And I know you could get a great lesson in a music store on a drum pad, and all that's great. That's really, really great. But this is what I like to do, and I get a great response from it. It's a lot like I'm in a band rehearsal studio too.
Yeah.
So this is where musicians rehearse, so they're coming to a place where musicians rehearse, and we get kind of the virtual reality experience, and and I can record here too, just as well. I can make very high-end videos for my students as well, with lots of different camera angles. So, but basically what it comes down to, just like lessons, it's an investment in myself.
Yeah. You mentioned when you're showing us around the room that the environment's important.
Yeah.
Like I want my students to want to be here because it's a cool place to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I had a drum kit or a pad kit set up in my living room and I just have my kids randomly walking through, or somebody's using the kitchen, or all of these distractions,
Yeah.
This is like you step into another dimension almost.
Yeah.
I'm in the world of drums here.
He brings up a good point. This is where, midline practices. He'll practice with Cliff here.
Yeah.
And record.
Yeah.
You have bands come in and record in here, and singers come in and record. So it's not just for lessons.
We
you have the same thing going on.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to come out.
I know. I've got to get you guys out here.
Yeah.
So I built the room that I'm in now. I built this, oh gosh, I'd be guessing now, but how long do you think, Mary?
Well, I think we kind of launched it in
well, I mean, I built
2012.
this room. I built this room initially so I'd have a place for myself to play and not bother the family, right?
I think your first practices were like in 2012 with Jim and
probably, yeah. So it quickly became a rehearsal space for my bands,
mm-hmm.
and
2011 or 2012.
And then I started teaching, and it just kept evolving from that. And then I built a control room, and then we got recording equipment, and Mary learned how to run all of that and doing video. And then I think I showed you around when we FaceTime the other day.
Oh, I got the tour. Yeah. Such a nice neighborhood, and such a clean environment. I mean, that's it. You walk on the side of the house, and it's just like nice, it's clean. It feels safe.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you walk in, and it's fun, and it's full of Drummergy, and it's the perfect name. It's hard to beat the name Coffee with Fred. I love the old title, but you beat it. Drummergy is just perfect. I mean, and I really, you guys, I just congratulations on what you two have accomplished over there.
Thank you.
I just think it's just such a beautiful partnership that you have. And I know, Mary, you're an incredible singer. I've heard you sing. I've seen video of your bands. And you're both gigging all the time.
Yeah.
And you've got that recording studio there and all of the teaching. And then there's all those little fishers, those and they're all musicians, and your band parents, and it's it gives so much back to the community. I know how much you're loved out there, and
Thanks, man.
And it's just heartwarming to see and watch, and such an honor to be on this show and get to chat with you.
Well, to get up so early.
Yeah, 4:30, man. 4:30.
I feel like I start my day with a gig.
And yeah.
Tuesday's a very long day for me with doing the show. And if you were here in person, Rick, Mary would be getting ready to make breakfast for all of us.
Yeah.
As the conversation continues around the table.
Ooh, yeah.
And we get all the same time. And then I make sure that I'm wrapped up by noon for me to watch Deck, because I love watching Deck.
We appreciate that.
And then I start teaching at 1, and it's straight on until 9 o'clock. So 8 hours. And
wow.
Sometimes I have these moments where I get a little bit tired, and I got a little Keurig coffee machine around the corner.
Yeah. No. It's more like I get a little text message that says, "Can you make me a latte?"
Yes, that does happen. That does happen.
And then I'll be doing something, and then I'll forget, and then I get another one. 2 hours later, "Are you gonna make it?" You're still up.
But you know what's exciting for me is each student, when they arrive, I have it made up in my mind. I'm training rock stars.
Yeah.
And so I have this.
Yeah. You have a responsibility.
I have this. Yeah. It's like every person walking through the door is a future rock star.
Yeah.
They're the next Dave Grohl. They're the next Alex Van Halen.
You raise a good. I feel like this is going to turn. We're gonna take it along a little turn here to the AI. The AI world, where, I think it's important that we don't forget. It's like, because some school districts are just doing away with music altogether. Like maybe they don't have the funding for it, or enough kids, or a teacher, or whatever. I know, like Cliff's lives up in Horseshoe Bend, and I remember his wife was telling me just, I think, a year ago that they don't have a music program anymore because their school district can't afford it. Yeah. And so here's all these kids in this small town that aren't getting, unless they get private instruction, they're getting no experience, so they're not getting to do band class. They're not getting to do marching band. They have to somehow find another school. And how many kids want to do that? Like drive, 45 minutes to the next high school and practice and whatever, if they're even allowed to do that. I'm not sure. But, with AI now, you can just, like, I could get on, I think it's called Sona. I could just get on and tell it, can you make me a song that sounds like this with these lyrics, whatever. Yeah. And it can just do it. And I don't have to be a musician at all.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that we're still so like he said, I'm raising up rock stars. Like it's important. We don't want to lose that art, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Whether it's guitar or piano or flute, violin, whatever. It's like, don't lose the arts. That's it's too important. It's too important.
It's way too important. The world really needs artists and musicians and young people who are willing to learn something new, because all this AI and all these videos online, it just makes it too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and it's good for your brain, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
When Christian was a baby, my dad encouraged me to start. I don't know if you've heard of kinder music, but for a couple of years I taught kinder music, and it's a program. It's a really well-respected program. I think it goes up to ages 4, but it's all about getting kids involved in music right at, like as infants.
Yeah.
And hearing rhythms and hearing sounds, and they impress upon you, like, by our instruments that we have, because these are good quality instruments, not like the trashy toy stuff you can get like at Walmart or whatever. It doesn't sound good, or you're hearing something that's the pitch is bad, and so then you're training their ears to hear bad sounds, and that's acceptable. And so you want good quality instruments, and but I think that's like because Christian was the only one I did that with, I think that like that's why he's partly why he's so advanced with music is that he was, I was, had a guitar up against my belly while I was pregnant with all of them.
Oh yeah.
And and then just like you've heard of like the Mozart effect or whatever, and like play Mozart while you're pregnant.
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I never did that myself, played Mozart while I was pregnant, but
well,
should, it's the best.
I'll let her do that.
Mary, and hats off to all of the parents out there who get this, who take their kids to music lessons, who listen to loud instruments all the time. You guys, I know you're doing fundraisers to support all of the music competitions. And so it really, really pays off. You're going to have more evolved, stable kids in the long run for that investment. So take them out to Guitar Center, take them out to concerts, make sure they're wearing earplugs, to save their ears. You'll bond with your kids over all of this, and then you'll learn music from each other. You'll learn music from what your kids are listening to, and then they'll learn about you. I mean, when a parent is showing their student music they grew up with, you're kind of preserving culture. I always think it's really cool when I see a 10-year-old who knows a rock band.
Right.
Yeah.
And even and ballet and musicals and operas. I mean, my mom, my mom, my dad, my stepmom were all opera singers. And I didn't grow up with my dad. He lived in a different state. He's back east, but he and my stepmom were with the opera company in Tel Aviv for, I think it was 2 or 3 years. And so there's that, knowledge of them doing that. And then my mom, she, of course she was like a semester away from getting her master's, and then my dad got drafted and they ended up having to move. But living here, so she was the principal soprano at the church she sang out in New York. And then when we moved here, she joined the opera company here. And she was actually in the first opera at the Morrison Center when it opened, which is our big theater, I guess, down at Boise State, big fancy multi-million-dollar theater. And but she sang in that, and then the Boise Master Chorale, which was a big choir. And so I would either, between the Master Chorale or the opera company, I was always dragged down to these things. And it was never music that I appreciated because I was more like into pop and rock and whatever. I'm not in classical music at all, but I was glad to have that experience and to see, something that my mom worked towards, and, how people loved it. And, you go backstage to the dressing rooms after it's over, and people are all happy and they've got the endorphin rush and they're running around and people are coming, they're bringing them flowers and whatnot. And it's just a fun thing. And I think it's important that people still go to live events regardless, and go to the art galleries and all that. Like, art is just so important. It's like it's like who we are.
That's right.
The artistic expression of who we are. We can't turn that over to AI.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'm sure you agree, and our friends on deck and other teachers around the globe, this responsibility of passing that torch on to the next generation. And I'm serious, I've got these students that come and go, and you never really know what lies ahead for them.
Right.
Like, just think about like Neil Peart's drum teacher. Like, do you think when he was teaching Neil how to play drums that he would become this world phenomenon?
Yeah.
He did.
Well, I don't know. But
I've got a feeling about this.
We didn't know.
But it's interesting. Like, I just like, whenever I start feeling tired or like, I've got 2 more hours to go, I just think like, who's the next future rock star that I'm working with? Which one is it?
Gotta be ready.
No, it's so cool and it's fun.
So I have a question for Rick.
Yes.
Do you do recitals for your students?
You know, I do not. I'd like to do it. It's on the list of things that I would love to do. The space is a little tight in here.
Well, I mean, like for like,
or take it out and
take it.
Yeah. No, I haven't ever really done that, and it's just a time factor for me.
Sure.
I'm working with about 50 students, and I do hour-long lessons. Not everybody is doing a weekly lesson, but I'm here so many hours. And then, with the book series, I look at the book series as my curriculum, and it's my passion. And the amount of time that I put into that, Mary, I feel like it's, you couldn't even believe how many hours it takes to create each of those books. So it's really been, it's going to be like over 15 years of all of my free time going into writing these books.
Yeah.
And it's just so much research. And then each of the books is, everything is beta tested over and over on students. And so what I decided is to stick with what I'm good at, where my passion is, and do that. So what I have done though are clinics, where and it's been a little while since I've done where I'd bring people in here. So I give back to my student community that way, where I've hosted Zorro the drummer here, and Daniel Glass, and I've had my brother-in-law Gene Hoagland in here, and then of course we've done our deck clinics. So that is one way that I've kind of given back to the community that way too. Yeah. So but man, I you plant a fantastic seed, because it really would be nice to do recitals.
We've been talking about doing that for a while.
We have a place where we could do it.
Mostly just for the students to have an opportunity to play in front of somebody.
Right.
Their family and friends, and grandma, grandpa, or whatever. And to
because we could do a video. Like we could easily just do a video.
Right.
But there's something different about the energy of being in a room with other people watching.
Well, there's a little bit of pressure too, right?
Yeah.
And not only just the day of performance, right? But leading up to it, like there's the preparation.
Yeah. There's a goal in mind.
Yeah. It's a really interesting thing to try to divide my, how am I going to spend the time?
Well, for us, for you and me, like for either one of us to put that together and to move our operation outside of the studio to another place,
right? Drive all the drums over.
Yeah, it's. I mean, just in the logistics alone, there's going to be it's just a labor of love at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To give it an opportunity for your students. Exactly. I know that Jeremy does it. I think Jim Royal does it.
Jim, and they're set up for that too. I mean, Jeremy up in the Bay Area has Bandworks, which is the rock and roll, the what do they call it? Not Rock and Roll San Diego, the School of Rock. It's the School of Rock format. It's the School of Rock format. And Jeremy was actually probably the first person who actually had that idea, where they put bands together, and that's what their whole school is.
Yeah.
And they have the entry level and the, different age group levels. Yeah. And Jim out in Connecticut, he's got his steel drum band, and they take lessons, they study steel drum, and then they go out and gig. I mean, he's got his students are touring essentially.
I've seen he's got like a
repurposed
U-Haul truck or something.
Yeah.
think it says Jim Royal's drum studio or something on the side, something to that effect.
Steel pan and
yeah.
I
don't know. It's something that I would really like to do.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, oh man, it's like shows every weekend.
You're raising rock stars.
I'm raising rock stars. I'm raising rock stars. We need to keep the drummergy going, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Unlike you, Fred does have the time that he could do it on a Saturday over at like Welch's or something. And
well, I do have a sponsor lined out for my Drummergy show.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to announce the first week of January. So I don't want to say it yet, but that could open up an opportunity for that recital as well.
Ooh.
At that location?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a space for that.
Oh, we'll make a space.
You guys, I love this show. I feel like you guys are like this morning coffee show. It's like a radio show.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Yeah, you're hanging out. I just love that. And I know you've got such a strong, wonderful community out there, because I always see how many viewers you have, and man, you guys give back to the music community and so much out there. And so
thanks, man.
Beautiful.
Thomas Schuster says this is a privilege to be able to hear from Mr. Stojak.
Wow, Thomas, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see if there's another here. Did I miss somebody, Mary?
No, I think you got.
Oh yeah. Rick.
Yeah.
I love our phone call conversations.
Me too, Fred.
We start diving deep.
Yeah.
Right?
We get deep. Like, what happens if you add a dot after the dot on the note?
Whoa.
Yeah, right? That kind of deep. Or Fred, what do I call this page? Do I call it a dotted eighth? And a 16th note? Or do I call it something else? So you've been an incredible
well, we've had great conversations on notation and those kind of things. It's so I get asked every once in a while from students if I take lessons myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't really take drum lessons in a general sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, I have a community of drummer friends and teachers that I can have a question about something, and it's like getting a lesson.
Yes, exactly.
I can call anybody from the deck show, or people that I've met through the deck show, like Jim
or James Harrison.
James Harrison's been a longtime friend of mine, and I could say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Or I have a question about such and such, and I can get this amazing feedback from trusted sources.
Yes.
And it's just like, and so that makes me better. And if that makes me better, that makes me a better teacher.
Yeah.
And if I'm a better teacher, then my students get better.
Yes.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Rick Stojak, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys, it was my pleasure. It was an absolute honor and an absolute privilege. And I enjoy talking with you guys so much. And Fred, thank you for all of your support.
Yeah,
and to all of your students too, who watch and work in the How to Build a Drum Groove series. It just makes my day, and that's fuel. That is fuel for me and inspiration. And I'm always here for you. And I think the cool thing about this and is that this is a big community. This community is not just all these drummers who've been drumming for over 30 years, you know, all these guys. I mean, that's part of it, but it's people like Thomas and all of your students, you know, we're all in this together. We're all part of it. And it's a very open, welcoming community, and you don't have to be at that level to access this community and be part of it too. So you're doing great work with Drummergy. I'm going back now. I've watched so many of your podcasts. Like I said, I listen to your podcast right before I start my podcast and get that Drummergy going.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back and listening. I know you've archived all the Coffee with Fred episodes, and you're beginning to populate them up on Instagram, under the Drummergy name. And I'm listening back to when you first started.
Yeah.
And there's so much great inspirational content.
Thanks,
so man. I learn all the time from you too. And so I appreciate it. And so feel very, very lucky.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, high five over the internet. Make sure you guys check out rickstojak.com for all the latest and greatest on everything that Rick is doing, and check out his bio. More information there on his website. And then if you want to take drum lessons and you're looking for materials to study, Rick's book series on how to build a drum groove is fantastic and get you playing along with songs right away. It's just great stuff. And also check out Drummers Education Connection on YouTube and Facebook, where they always got amazing topics and amazing guests, and those guys are awesome. So cheers to Deck.
Cheers to Deck. Cheers to the Fishers and Drummergy.
Yeah.
You always have a lot of Drummergy.
That's right. All right, we're going to end this, and we'll see you next week. And make sure you tune. If you're still watching live right now, check out Drummers Education Live today. Their show, it's the Deck the Hall show, right?
It's the Deck the Hall show, where we talk about different products that would make great Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
And I might do a little studio tour for that and show people the system product here. Yeah. And then Aquarian is generously giving away a set of drum heads.
Yes.
And then Beat Note, the incredible music app.
We love Beat
Note. By the way, I have something new on Beat Note. I'm going to link it to you. I'm using Beat Note as a click track. So I've got click track subdivisions on Beat Note. This is real deep drum stuff. So I'm going to send you a link, and then I would love your opinion on that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cowbell click. More cowbell.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you guys check out Deck. Thanks, Rick, for being here, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.